Hello, it's Concord Wind. uh, got up at around 10:30. 10:30. Got up. My voice sounds a little deep because I just got up not too long ago. That's pretty weird. Anyways, so I prepared a passage of God's words. I still feel a little hungover today, surprisingly. I'm surprised it's lasted 2 days, but um, anyways, God says, gaining knowledge of practicality and a thorough understanding of God's work. These are both seen in His in His words, and it is only through these utterances you can gain enlightenment. You therefore should do more to equip yourself with God's words. Communicate your understanding of God's words in fellowship, and in this way you can enlighten others and give them a way out. This is a practical path. Practical. Now, I only drank one day, which was, I believe, it was Good Friday, yeah. So Good Friday I drank, and I quit after day one. And it was easy to quit because the way God created alcohol, He designed it so that if you drink too much, you get sick, and then you feel bad the next day. And apparently you feel bad for the next 2 days sometimes. So it's a very practical motivation to stop drinking when you get sick and when you feel a hangover. It's a very practical motivation. So yeah, because I just read about practicality and thought, okay, well, God's words do tell us that we shouldn't drink. And so but God also says, drinking and such, is behavioral expression, and it's not reflective of one's disposition. But we should still quit. I mean, drink. If you had to quit either drinking or smoking cigarettes, quit drinking first and foremost. Don't worry about the cigarettes, because cigarettes don't, impact your health the same way drinking does, and it doesn't. And what's interesting is that I was drinking and I was able to make videos, talk about God. No matter how much I drank on Good Friday, I never got to the point where I was acting crazy, And I think that's very interesting, and I have some theories, Theory number one is that the antipsychotic I'm on regulates the serotonin and dopamine that's released. Therefore, I'm still able to be somewhat functional no matter how drunk I get, until I get to the point that I'm just throwing up constantly, and then I just have to stay in the shower. But I mean, that's not going to get me in trouble. The point is I didn't get arrested for public intoxication, though I went out in public and I spoke with people, and nobody felt the need to call. I mean, I told them I had been drinking, and no one felt the need to call the police or anything, because I was able to be normal and functional. I wasn't acting crazy or being loud or anything like that. Even when I was listening to music, I listened to them on my headphones. So it's either because of the antipsychotic, or it's because since my disposition has changed, it potentially, when people drink, it could reveal what's in their disposition, because a lot of times people are good at hiding their corrupt disposition They know it's bad, but then they drink and it all comes out. It all expresses itself because it's who they truly are. Because, my friend Maria, she says that your corrupt disposition is not who you truly are, because it's not the person God intended us to be. And that's like half right. Like, it's true that the corrupt person that someone is not who God intended them to be. He intends for everyone to be compatible with God. But it doesn't change the fact that when you're corrupt, that is who you are until you change. You have to change, because when you're corrupt, your expressions of corruption are who you are. And I think drinking reveals that corruption. As a matter of fact, I need to tell Maria, and Maria, if you're watching this right now, you said that you have to quit drinking because it brings some evil out of you. We have to look at what that evil is and reflect on it and understand yourself through the expression that you reveal when you're drinking. And, search for keywords in God's words, or ask me, hey, I revealed this or that. What does that mean? How can I resolve this? And you need to resolve that corruption. And so I think drinking can be a tool to reveal corruption, or it can reveal if you have corruption. Like, I was fine. I drank to the point I was sick, and at no point did I do anything that I used to do when I drank, like before 2022, which was like I would tell lies, I would chase women, I would hog the spotlight and put attention on myself, showing off my talents. I would show off. I was a big time show off when I would drink, and I wasn't like that this time around, like, other than I did unblock Devin and have him listen to my We Are the Robots remixed album, because I guess deep down it bothers me if somebody can't appreciate my music. It bothers me. Or if somebody's vocal about not appreciating, like if they don't like my music and they're vocal about it, like that bothers me. I don't appreciate that at all. Because when I listen to my, like, I know I've got some songs that aren't very good, but the songs that are good, the songs that I'm willing to share with people, are good enough that I feel as though, like, because I understand music, and from the perspective, from like the music perspective, the music is objectively good. And I know art is subjective for the most part, but looking at music theory and like how notes are arranged, and the music, sometimes it sounds similar to other songs, but there are parts in some of my music that sound very unique, and like you won't hear anything else like that in any other song. And I don't know how I pulled that off. It's a miracle. And it has nothing to do with talent. I was just putting things together, and then I got this sound, and I was like, wow, that's a unique sound. And so I kept it. And I don't know how I did that. I wouldn't be able to replicate it. I've tried to replicate it, and I've been unsuccessful in that endeavor. So, yeah. So, it's kind of like that song by Tech Nine. I think I don't listen to rap, but Tech Nine has a song that's like, I'm sensitive about my music. It's something like that. And I might actually send that song to Devin, because Yeah. Anyways. Oh. Ooh, shoulders popped. I'm so tired. I wanted to get up at 6 this morning, and I was awake at 6 this morning. I was like debating whether I should get up or not, and I was like, well, if I get up now, then I'll have to take a nap later to make up for the loss of sleep or whatever, and because I'll be at my parents' house, I won't be able to take a nap, so I might as well sleep as much as I can in the morning. This morning, I might as well sleep as much as I can, so I went back to sleep. And then my alarms were going off. I forgot about my alarms, and they were waking me up, and then I'd go back to sleep. And then I had a dream where I was like, your alarm is about to go off, and then my alarm would go off and wake me up, and I'd be like, dang, that's crazy. Had a dream that my alarm would go off, and then it did. That's nuts. So, anyways, yeah, I went off topic in this video. But yeah, if you're trying to quit drinking, if you drink, um, like get sick on it and get hungover, what I mean, I shouldn't recommend something like that because that's dangerous. But so I'm not recommending that. But I'm just saying if you were to get sick and get hungover, that would help motivate you to quit drinking. It's very practical because it's a negative experience that you associate with drinking. It'll make you not want to drink. So that is a very practical way to quit, I think. So anyways, that was the point of this video. So I'm trying to get back on topic to that point. I succeeded. All right. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. God bless and goodbye.